Good morning, everyone. I'm going to wait about 2 more minutes and then start. I see that there's still folks that are joining us, so just about 2 minutes. And I hope everyone can hear me and see me. All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started. I know some others will be joining us shortly. It's hard to believe, but the last time I was with the Winston-Salem Association for any training was back on February the 7th. I do hope all of you have been able to stay healthy, and I do hope that one day I'll be back over at the Winston-Salem Association having these classes more in person. Today, I have been asked to do a quick recap of how the National Association of Realtors Clear Cooperation Policy affected changes of our Tried MLS rules, and then do a brief overview of our new proposed construction status. As I move through this presentation, you may have questions on either clear cooperation or proposed construction, and I very much want to answer all of your questions. But I have found that in these Zoom meetings, especially for these large groups, answering all the questions while everyone is online can sometimes be a bit difficult. So Susan Jester has kindly agreed to monitor any questions that you send through chat. She will email those all to me after the session has ended. And I promise you, I will respond to all of your questions. With my schedule the way it is for the next day or so, it may take me a few days according to the number of questions we get. But I promise you, if you send a question on any of these topics to Susan via the chat, she'll get those to me, and then I will respond via email. I wanted to take just a moment before we start to make sure that each of you realize that during this pandemic, we have created training videos and user guides. There's a whole new section in Matrix under Help called Training Videos and Guides. These are all the classes that I used to teach in person, and now they have been reduced down to several videos that are from 3 minutes to 25 minutes long. That's the longest ones I think we have. And every video has its own PDF user guide. So I hope that you will take advantage of all of these training classes that are available for you. I also hope that by now, each of you on today have watched at least one of the Clear Cooperation videos that we posted. If you have not, they are still available here in this training and video guides section. There are also 2 brand new entering and editing videos. They were posted on July the 15th, the day that we released proposed construction. So there are 2 videos. One is how to enter and edit listings that will be active listings, and then entering and editing proposed construction listings. So after this session, if you have not watched those, I encourage you to do that as well. For this presentation, I want to review the Tried MLS rules, the changes that went into effect on May 1st due to clear cooperation. We need to be very clear on when a listing is to be submitted. When are you to use coming soon, no show, and when are those listings to be submitted? And I hope to clear up any confusion any of you may have about delayed marketing and how that is to be used. I want to take some time to remind everyone of your obligation to submit the office exclusive addendum if you take an office exclusive listing. And then we'll talk about our new construction. When NAR announced the Clear Cooperation Policy and its mandate to be adopted by everyone no later than May 1st of 2020, Beverly Godfrey, several members of Tried MLS Board of Directors, and our staff, we realized that this new mandatory requirement for entering listings within 1 business day would be extremely difficult for those who work in new construction. The solution is our new status, proposed construction status. Today, I want to make sure that you know when you do not use proposed construction, give you a few examples of when you should use proposed construction, be clear who will have access to these proposed construction listings, how many proposed construction listings can be submitted for 1 subdivision, when do proposed construction listings have to be submitted, can proposed construction listings be edited during construction, when should a proposed construction become active? The key points regarding clear cooperation. This is an NAR policy. I have taken several phone calls personally since May 1st on this topic. And some of our members want to blame Triad MLS. They want to blame the North Carolina realtors. Well, folks, I'm not sure there's any blame to be laid anywhere, but I want you to be clear. This comes from as far up the food chain in our realty world as you can go. This is directly from the National Association of Realtors. And no realtors in this country no one could opt out of this. So this is for everybody, every realtor in the United States. It all ties to Article 3 of our Code of Ethics. And this Code of Ethics has been very clear for as long as I've been in this industry, that every realtor must offer cooperation to other brokers, except when the cooperation is not in the best interest of the client. Clear cooperation is NAR's clear directive that pocket listings, office exclusive listings, should not be a normal business practice. NAR also stated that clear cooperation applies to all mandatory property types. So for Triad MLS, that means all of your residential, your vacant land, and your multifamily listings must be submitted within 1 business day of any public marketing. Because of the NAR policy, the North Carolina Realtors exclusive right to sell listing agreements had to be modified to adapt to this policy. And the changes were made to 101 for residential listings and 103 for vacant land. And this also went into effect on May 1. Now, every residential and vacant land listing, the seller is acknowledging when they sign the listing agreement by 10A, it clearly says that the firm shall submit the information on the property to any listing service which the firm is a member. So there's no more checkbox. That used to be in the marketing section. It's no longer in the marketing section. It's no more an option. It is that this listing will be submitted to the MLS or to the service that that firm it belongs to. Tried MLS rules are now hand in hand with NAR's policy and these 2 exclusive right to sell listing agreements. Let's take a look at 10B, Commencement of Marketing. The firm is authorized to commence marketing the property as described in subparagraph C on the effective date. And I think that this may be where some have been a little fuzzy. So let's skip right on over to 10C. Marketing authorization. Wherever there's a check in the box, we all know this is where the seller is authorizing you to market their property. Because of clear cooperation and because of the mandate that if there's any public marketing, this listing must go into the MLS within 1 business day of public marketing. And effective date and public marketing are one and the same. So anything that is to start, if you're going to put a sign in the yard, if you're going to announce it on social media, if it's going to appear on your website, if there's going to be any public marketing on the same day that the listing agreement is being signed, that listing must be submitted within 1 business day of the effective date, which is the date the listing agreement was signed, including coming soon advertising. Our Tried MLS coming soon no-show authorization form did not change one bit. It clearly states in paragraph 2 when coming soon is to be used. And I'll be honest with you guys, I am still shocked with what I'm hearing is happening right here in our own market. How people continue to abuse coming soon. In fact, I had about an hour conversation with a member just this week on this very topic. Coming soon no show is not intended to give listing brokerages an advantage in finding a buyer for the property to the detriment of other brokers, nor is it intended to circumvent the sale of the property on the open market. And the absolute maximum days a listing can be in the coming soon no-show status is 21 days. So for any of those listings that you take where the property owner is not ready to start showings on the day the listing agreement is signed, if you use coming soon no show, that's fine. But that listing has to be entered into the system within 1 business day of the effective date. Now let's jump back and look at 10B again. Commencement of marketing. This choice of delayed marketing. So the firm is authorized to commence marketing the property as described in 10C below on the effective date, or insert a date in the future for delayed marketing. On the day the listing agreement is signed, if for any reason whatsoever you know that listing cannot be entered into the system within that 1 business day, then you must use delayed marketing date. This could be at the request of the property owner. Maybe they signed a listing agreement with you today, but they say, you know, we've got carpet people coming in and we really don't want you to start showing the house until they're finished. Could we start maybe Monday? Sure, use delayed marketing date. But maybe it is on your end. You're getting the listing agreement signed today, Wednesday, July the 22nd, but this evening you're leaving for the beach for a week. There's no way. You say, I cannot get this listing in the system. I'm going on vacation. Well, you need to have that conversation with the seller right then and there and tell them, I am obligated to get your listing in within 1 business day, but I can't do that. I'm going to need until Monday. So we need to use this delayed marketing date. Maybe it's your company. Maybe your firm has policies where they want you to submit all the paperwork. They have to review it. They want professional photographers to go out. So you know, going into any listing you get, 1 business day is not giving you enough time to meet that requirement. You have no choice but to use delayed marketing. And these are conversations you need to be having with your sellers at the time the listing agreement is being signed. If you or the seller needs to use delayed marketing, the listing agreement is very clear. There can be absolutely no marketing at all during this time. There can be no showings, and the listing agreement even states that the property owner cannot show during this time. No showings, no signs, no social media, not on your website, no open houses, no property tours. The listing must be submitted into the matrix system within 1 business day of that delayed marketing date. So I've had this question at least 10 times since May the 1st. Can I combine delayed marketing and coming soon? And the answer is a clear no. Will Martin, legal counsel for the North Carolina Realtors, posted a video on April the 30th about clear cooperation and the changes that were coming to the listing agreement. In this video, that specific question is asked to Will, and he clearly says, no, you cannot combine delayed marketing and coming soon. So that's very clear. You can't combine those two. So now let's talk about exempt listings. So the Clear Cooperation Policy 8.0 in section 1.3 talks about exempt listings, office exclusives, pocket listings. The statement that you see on the screen is the exact verbiage in the policy. NAR has been extremely clear on this. In fact, they've been very blunt about this very topic. Exempt listings or office exclusive listings should only be if the seller refuses to permit the listing to be disseminated to the service. The videos that the National Association of Realtors Legal Counsel released, and they're still available on their website, gives examples of bad divorces or celebrity clients as when office exclusive listings might be taken. If the seller feels it's not in their best interest, yes, you can use office exclusive. But those NAR legal counsel in those videos clearly let you know that this should not be a suggestion from the listing agent. So folks, please don't abuse this. Don't, in a hot market, don't be going into your listing presentations and saying, well, let my company list, we're going to list and we'll do it for 10 days. And if it doesn't sell in 10 days, then we'll put it on the MLS. There's a reason that the National Association of Realtors has taken this drastic step of this policy about clear cooperation. So please, please be mindful that we are all supposed to cooperate with each other unless it's not in the seller's best interest. The policy also states that all office exclusive listings still must be submitted to the listing service. So as a member of Tried MLS, how do you meet NAR's requirement of submitting this office exclusive listing in Matrix under Help using the Tried MLS Forms section? You will see a link to our office exclusive addendum. It is mandatory. So if you ever take an office exclusive listing, that link will take you to the addendum. It must be completed with the listing agreement, and it must be submitted to your local association. So I'm assuming most of you are the Winston-Salem Association. So you would need to submit that to Susan Jester within 1 business day of the listing agreement being signed. The Clear Cooperation Policy also states that there can be no public marketing. So on these office exclusive listings, they better not show up on Facebook. They better not show up on your firm's websites. There can't be a sign. There can be no public marketing at all. You can only market it within your company. If anyone does market in any way, shape, or form publicly an office exclusive listing, that listing must be submitted by the participant within 1 business day. So we've covered the changes to our Tried MLS rules that went into effect on May 1st about when listings must be submitted. For all mandatory property types, they must be submitted as either active or coming soon, no show, within 1 business day of the effective date. If delayed marketing is used, then it has to be submitted within 1 business day of the delayed marketing date. This also has changed our temporarily off the market status. So if a seller tells you to stop marketing their property, that listing must be edited and changed from active to temporarily off the market within 1 business day. And if your seller and your firm agrees to a termination of listing agreement, the head broker now must withdraw that listing within 1 business day. And again, on those rare occasions where you have to take an office exclusive listing, that addendum must be submitted to your local association within 1 business day. Within 1 business day for new residential construction too? Yes. But new construction can be so different than existing listings. I know. I walked in your shoes for many years, and I was fortunate enough to do a lot of new construction over those 30 years. So I know personally how different new construction is from existing homes. Sometimes there's not an exact list price. There's not a house plan selected. We don't have anything exact. How do we enter all those mandatory fields with so many unknowns? With our new construction, Karen, we don't even use the North Carolina forms. Our company has its own that's been drafted by our attorney, or the builder developer that we represent has their own, and we are obligated to use theirs. Well, residential new construction is still a mandatory property type, and it still falls within NAR's clear cooperation. Therefore, any new construction, residential new construction, must be submitted into the listing service within 1 business day of any public marketing. So the solution to this dilemma here in the Tried MLS market is our brand new proposed construction status. I'm so excited about this. We have spent months getting this ready. It was not an easy task by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm very, very positive about it. And the feedback that I've been getting so far has also been very positive. So for all existing structures, when you are entering a listing now, as of July the 15th, all residential listings, when you do the data entry, you see this new tab called Subtype Built Information. And the very first mandatory question is this proposed construction? And it's a yes or no answer. For all existing structures, if you were to list my house, it's 24 years old, existing. If you list a 1-year-old house and it's been occupied, existing. If you list a historic property, existing. For all existing structures, always answer that question as no. Then you just move on and put that listing in like normal. No other changes. No, that's the only change for listings that are going to be active listings. Just that one question, and that's it. So what are some examples of when proposed construction could be used? Well, there's many. Here's just a few. New home communities that are just being announced to the public, new home communities that are underway, single build new construction, spec homes, build to suit scenarios. Folks, basically any new home marketing, you can use proposed construction. Who has access to proposed construction listings? Everybody. So now Tried MLS, all members of Tried MLS you see when you do a residential search in the status list, now is a choice for proposed construction. So if you're working with a buyer who's looking for new construction, I would definitely encourage you, search for proposed construction. Are they looking in Kernersville? Are they looking in Winston-Salem? Are they looking in Clemens? You can do all the search fields that you normally would do, but you're looking for those proposed construction listings. Because these listings are included in syndication, IDX, and VAL feeds, consumers will also see proposed construction listings. Can proposed construction status be used for renovations on existing structures? No. To be clear, this status is only for residential new construction. How many proposed construction listings can be entered for one subdivision? Unlimited. If you have a 50 lot community and you want to put 50 in, put 50 in. It's unlimited as to how many proposed construction listings you can enter for one subdivision or one neighborhood. Here's an example. Your firm has a marketing contract on a brand new 384-acre development that will have multiple sections. The developer will allow multiple builders in this project. The final plat of Section 1 has just been recorded. There's not been any grading on that site at all, but the developer and your firm want a large billboard sign near the main entrance immediately, and they want all the social media and website presence as possible announcing this new community. Within one business day of the first public marketing, whether it's a billboard sign, a small sign, if it's announced on social media, whatever, the first public marketing, because of clear cooperation, you must enter that new community into the MLS. What a wonderful use for proposed construction. So you would answer the proposed construction question as yes. Then you would complete all the remaining mandatory fields. But what you're going to find is the mandatory fields are hardly none at this point. So there's the difference between those active listings when you've got all those mandatory fields and proposed construction where you can put in just what you have. So the mandatory fields are very, very few at this point. For all proposed construction listings, so when you have said yes to proposed construction, there will be a new tab. This is where you will tell agents and the consumers about this new construction. The first question, mandatory, new construction type, and you'll have two choices. It's either to be constructed or it's under construction. Okay, so whatever the entry is this to be constructed or is it under construction? And if you select to be constructed, then the build option flag will turn yellow. So its build option is not mandatory right now, but if that flag for new construction type flips and it says to be constructed, then you must answer the build options. So agents and consumers will know what the build options are. And here's your choices. Buyer can bring builder, multiple builder neighborhood, owner builder, or single builder neighborhood. I also strongly encourage you, when you're entering proposed construction listings, include an estimated price range. Folks, consumers and agents need to know, okay, here's a new home community. What's the price range? Is it something my client can even afford? So remember, not only are the agents seeing this information, consumers are going to see it as well. And they definitely need to know at least a minimum, maximum price range. Proposed construction listings, you'll see many less mandatory fields, and the days on market do not start. So again, I know personally how new construction is so much different than existing homes. Builder starts a house today and they have all intentions of having it done in 6 months, but then the rains came, which we need so badly right now. At least here where I live, it's dry as a bone. But there's all kinds of reasons that new construction can be delayed. And typically a lot of times, most of the time it has to do with weather. So proposed construction listings, the days on market are not accruing. The days on market only start on when listings are active. So within 1 business day of the first public marketing, this residential new construction must be entered into the MLS in this proposed construction status. As you have more marketing information about this project, edit that proposed construction listing and put more information in. So day 1, you may have just the bare bones, the name of the subdivision, the street, one street name. You don't have to even put a street number in. So as you get more information, edit the listing and put more information in. The more information, the better for marketing your properties. As the developer starts spec homes, enter those as individual proposed construction listings. Spec homes can be entered in matrix in either proposed construction, under construction, or as active listings. So here's an example of a proposed construction, yes. You have a marketing contract with the builder. The house plan has been selected. The builder indicates that the base price, $225,000. The builder is willing to allow upgrades if there's an accepted offer early enough in the process. The builder also indicates that a buyer can choose from typical upgrades, like instead of a back deck, they might want this, they could have a sunroom. Builders tells you that with the typical upgrades for this project, the maximum price would probably be $300,000. This is a perfect example of a proposed construction, yes. So on this screen, I've answered, is this proposed construction? Yes. Built information is new. Subtype stick site built. Pre-sale, no, because there's no contract on this. This is just a new listing. And then over here on this new tab of the new construction specifics, new construction type is under construction. Don't have to worry about build options because there's one builder, the builder who's building it. Estimated price range, well, the builder's told you the minimum is $225,000, and if they do the maximum amount of upgrades, probably $300,000. Lot available, I have selected no, because that lot's not available. There's a house plan already selected. There's a building permit already in place, so the lot is not available. Then on this very important tab, Informational and Remarks, folks, use those public remarks wisely. Remember, not only will Tried MLS members be reading this, but the public will be as well. So it does fall under our rules for IDX. You know, you can't have any branding. You can't put in put your name and your phone number. That's going to be that's big no-no. You have to treat this just like you do an active listing because it's going to be out there on other people's websites. But be very descriptive about this new subdivision or about this spec house. So by now, I'm sure some of you are having all those what ifs rolling around in your mind. So what if there's no offer to purchase in place and the builder is too far along in construction that sunroom is no longer an option? Too far along, can't do it now. Well, then you need to edit that listing. Stay on top of this stuff, folks. You need to edit that listing and change those public remarks. PC listings, proposed construction listings, can be treated no differently than active listings. According to the Real Estate Commission, any marketing you do must be accurate and correct at all times. So if you put something in the MLS and it's no longer an option, then stay on top of your listings. This is the same for active listings as well. So if that sunroom is off the table, then you need to make a note. I need to go in the MLS and change those public remarks. What if there's an accepted offer to purchase? Yay, that's what we all want to get to. Edit the PC listing, change the proposed construction to no, then change that is this a pre-sale to yes, and follow the same Tried MLS pre-sale rules and entry instructions that we've had since we rolled out pre-sale several years ago. So if you have never entered a pre-sale listing in the service, then I encourage you to go to help after this session and take a look at the instruction guide for how to do pre-sales. What if you have the marketing contract with a builder, a house plan has been selected, the builder has established the list price. The builder will allow some selections like cabinets or countertops, flooring, if the offer to purchase is early enough in the construction process. But even with these selections, it will not change the list price. In other words, this builder is not allowing any upgrades or structural modifications. Is this proposed construction? Well, most likely, no. In the scenarios like this, the builder may really actually want this in the system as active, okay? So kind of here's a basic checklist that I've kind of put together for you. There's a list price established by the builder, yes. He's firm on that price, yes. House plan's been selected, yes. From the house plan, you've got square footage, you know the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, yes. Builder knows the type of heating and cooling that's going, yes. Got all those answers. The project is currently under construction, it's going up, and the building permit's obviously been issued, yes. So in most scenarios like this, it's kind of old school, where you might want to just go ahead and put it in as active. So again, this is kind of a conversation that you want to have. Do you need that estimated price range, or do you want to go ahead and put the firm price in? So it's a conversation you kind of have with whoever you're representing, okay? So the examples of different ways to use proposed construction, again, as I stated earlier, is sort of endless. Hopefully you can see an idea here that you can use it for just about any type of new construction scenario that you might be involved in. The videos that we posted giving you more details are still available in the news and alerts. So after this presentation, if you want to watch more detailed instructions, please go ahead and watch those videos. And they will be always available under the help tab in the training videos guide section. So in our time together, I have reviewed NAR's clear cooperation policy and how this affected our listing agreement and our changes for Tried MLS rules. Because of clear cooperation, we had to do something for all of you who work with new construction. And now we have our new proposed construction status, and we've reviewed that. Not only does this proposed construction status help you meet that one-day business rule, or one-day policy, excuse me, not business rule, but that one-day policy from NAR about getting that listing in the MLS offering cooperation, but we hope, at least I hope, that you'll find that this is a much better marketing tool than what we've ever had here at Tried MLS for new construction. Susan will be sending me all of your questions, and I'll get started on those later today and then tomorrow. And again, whatever questions you may have regarding either clear cooperation or proposed construction, get those to Susan. She'll get them to me, and I promise you, I'm going to try my best before the end of this week to respond to all of your questions. For any technical questions you may have, especially if you need help with entering or editing listings, please send those along to helpdesk@triadmls.com. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a second. I want to thank you for your attendance today. I really do appreciate you coming to this Zoom meeting. I know it's different. I'm still trying to get used to it. I'd much rather be face-to-face with you and answering your questions as they come during the class. But this is what we have to do for a while. And if you would like to have another Zoom training on some other topic, let Susan know, and we'll get that scheduled. For all of you that may be head brokers, if you would like to schedule Zoom meetings, Zoom training sessions for just your office, you can reach me at Dietz, D-I-E-T-Z, at triadmls.com, and I will be glad to set up an office Zoom training session on whatever topic you need for your agent. Okay, I think that we are pretty much within our time frame, right on the nose for what we had discussed with Susan. So I'm going to end this session, and I look forward to getting all of those questions from Susan. Thank y'all so much.